Hi there, my name is Kevin Taylor and this is another episode of Trophy Comics where I'll be showcasing a number of award-winning comic books. And I've got a stack of about 20 books here and I've arranged them in alphabetical order. And before I get started, I'd like to showcase these recent Funko Pops that I've picked up here. So I picked up Firestorm, which is a glow-in-the-dark figure, Happy Gilmore, which is of course Adam Sandler from the really cool comedy film. I also picked up Raiden from Mortal Kombat, and also picked up a Ric Flair from Wrestling Funko Pop. So yeah, really neat. Okay, so I'm going to get on with the haul now. And the first book I'd like to show is this comic book. Here we have Adventure Comics issue number 6 from DC Comics. And this is a really cool one, as this book here won a Joe Shuster Award in 2011 for Outstanding Artist for Francis Manapul. So yeah, really neat comic book. And yeah, it won a Joe Shuster Award in 2011 for Outstanding Artist for Francis Manapul. So yeah, really neat comic book that you can find for really cheap in those dollar bins. And most of these books I'm going to be showing in this video are actually going to be books that you can find for cover price or less. And yeah, some really neat ones. And they may not have the greatest comic book covers in the world, but they do feature some amazing stories. So yeah, really neat. And as they say, you can't always judge a book by its cover. So yeah, that's the first book I'd like to show in this comic book haul. And that's Adventure Comics issue number 6. So yeah, really neat. So yeah, really cool. Featuring Crypto, the super dog on the cover. So yeah, very nice. Okay. Well, the next book I'd like to show is this one here. And here we have The Amazing Spider-Man, Volume 5, issue number 18, HU. It was released by Marvel Comics. And this book here features a story called Hunted. And this book featured as an honourable mention on CBSI's Top 10 Best Spider-Man Single Issues Comics list. So yeah, really neat. And there was a list of a top 10 Spider-Man single issue comics released by CBSI, and this was an honourable mention. So yeah, I'm collecting all those Spider-Man books on that list, and you can Google that list and find out what the other books were on that list. So yeah, really cool. So yeah, very nice book, and I'm really pleased to have in my collection. Okay, right, the next book I'd like to show is a horror comic book, and here we have The Autumnal, which was released by Vault Comics, and this is issue number 8. And this book won a Horror News Network award for Comic Book Cover of the Year in 2021 for Chris Sheehan. And yeah, really neat horror cover for all you horror fans out there. And if you Google Horror News Network award winners, you'll find like lists of previous award winners. And yeah, there's some really neat under the radar comic books on that list. So if you're a horror fan, check out that list. So yeah, really cool book. Okay, right. The next book I'd like to show is this one. Here we have Codename Ric Flair issue number 1, which is a one-shot comic that was released by Scout Comics. And this one is a really neat one. And I picked this one up because basically I picked this one up for a reader's copy, because there is basically there's a homage cover for a James Bond For Your Eyes Only movie homage cover for this issue that I've got my eyes on. It's quite pricey, that book, but it is a book I'd like to have in my collection someday. And when it comes to comic books, I like to collect like graded comics, but have readers' copies to go with them. So yeah, it's a book I'd like to have in my collection someday. And this is basically a reader's copy that I picked up for that book. So yeah, if you Google like images for Codename Ric Flair, James Bond For Your Eyes Only movie homage cover, you'll get to see what that cover actually looks like. Or check out my Instagram channel, Trophy Comics, of course. So yeah, very nice indeed. And that's partly the reason why I picked up this Ric Flair Funko Pop as well, and I only paid like £6 for this Funko Pop. from a local record shop. So yeah, really pleased to have these items to my collection. So yeah, really neat. So yeah, so that's really cool. And that's Codename Ric Flair, issue number 1, and it's a one-shot comic. So released by Scout Comics. So yeah, very nice indeed. Okay, well, the next book I'd like to show is this one, and this is a book released by Image Comics. Here we have Deadly Class, issue number 21, and this book here features a story called Die For Me, Part 5, and this book is number 65 on Shelf Dust's 100 Best Single Issues Comics list, and it's a list of 100 comics with stories that were chosen by like comic book experts. I believe there's like 50 comic book experts, and they chose like the best comic book stories, and this was one of the like best single issue comic stories, and this was on that list, and this was number 65 on that list. So yeah, number 65 on Shelf Dust's 100 Best Single Issues Comics lists. So yeah, really neat, and I believe this one has a story written by Rick Remender. So yeah, he's a really cool comic book writer. So yeah, very cool. So yeah, really neat comic book. So yeah, and that's the cover B for that issue. Okay, well, the next book I'd like to show is this one here, and here we have The Flash Annual 2021, and this book here features a story called Blink of an Eye, and it's the finale. And this book is a DC Comics News Award winner 2022 for Best One-Shot Issue Comic. And it was voted for in a poll that was voted for by the fans, who got the chance to vote on their favourite DC and independent comics. So yeah, really neat. And 2022 was the first year of the DC Comics News Awards. So yeah, really pleased to have this in my collection. And yeah, really nice. Okay. Right, that's that comic book. Okay, and there's also another list you can Google. That's DC Comics News Awards. So yeah, really neat. Okay, well, the next book I'd like to show is another DC comic. And here we have Gotham Central, issue number 6, featuring a story called Half a Life Part 1. And this book has a story that featured on Shelf Dust's 100 Best Single Issues Comics list, and this was number 59 on the list. So yeah, really neat book that I'm really pleased to have in my collection. I did actually want to show this book in a previous haul, but I couldn't find it. And originally I showed this book here, and I always like, if I showcase certain books that have other books in the run, I tend to try and showcase them in the same videos. And I actually showcased this book before, so while you're going through those back issues, searching for issue number 6, also keep a lookout for issue number 11, which is this book here, which I showed in a previous video. And this one here won a Squiddy Award for Best Short Story in 2003 for a story called Daydreams and Believers. And this is a really neat one. This book was released in November 2003. So yeah, that's Gotham Central issue number 11. And this book here features like a Batman romance cover. So yeah, really neat. And it's another couple of books you can find for like cover price or less. So yeah, very nice, and nice books to keep a look at for in those dollar bins. So yeah, Gotham Central issue number 6 and issue number 11. So yeah, really cool. Okay, the next book I'd like to show is another DC comic. Here we have Harley Quinn, Volume 2, issue number 21. And this book features a story called Tug of War. And it features a Shining movie homage cover by Amanda Connor and Paul Mounts. And The Shining was written by Stephen King and directed by Stanley Kubrick, and starred Jack Nicholson in the lead role. And yeah, it's a multiple award-winning film. So yeah, this is a really cool one to add to the collection. And yeah, featuring the Shining movie homage cover. So yeah, very nice indeed. So yeah, really pleased to have this in the collection. So yeah, really cool. Okay, right, the next book I'd like to show is a Marvel comic book. And here we have the Immortal Hulk issue number 33. And this issue here is also the Incredible Hulk issue, like legacy number 750. So it's like a milestone issue. And this book here features a really cool Alex Ross cover. And this book was a 411 Mania best single issue comic book of 2020. So yeah, really, really neat. And that's or is it pronounced like 411 Mania best single issue comic book of 2020. So yeah, really, really neat. And it's another list that I found on Google. So yeah, really, really pleased to add this to my collection. And also, if you're looking through the back issues for this issue, like Immortal Hulk number 33, also keep a lookout for this book here. Here we have issue number 42. And also featuring an Alex Ross cover. But this book here is a homage cover to a triptych painting called The Garden of Earthly Delights, and by Renaissance artist Hieronymus Bosch. So yeah, really, really neat. And I showcased this book in a previous video. And yeah, this one's got a really, really lovely cover. And I'd love to have this book graded someday. So yeah, very, very nice cover indeed. And it's really, really neat. And I'll show you a close-up of that cover. And I showed a close-up of this cover in the previous video. It's got like demons whipping slaves. It's just an amazing cover. And yeah, really, really neat. So yeah, very, very nice Alex Ross cover. So yeah, and it's a homage to The Garden of Earthly Delights by Hieronymus Bosch. So yeah, very, very nice indeed. So yeah, keep a lookout for the Immortal Hulk issue number 33, or aka 750, and also keep a lookout for Immortal Hulk number 42. So yeah, very, very nice indeed. Okay, right, the next book I'd like to show is a DC comic book, and here we have the Legion of Superheroes issue number 13. And this book came out in August 1985 and features a story called If You Think the Cuns Are Cuddly, You'll Love the Littles. And this book was number 55 on Wizard the Comic Magazine's best single issue since you were born. And it's a list of comic books that span 30 years between 1976 and 2006. So yeah, this one's got a really, really cool story, cover and art. So yeah, really, really neat. And I'm collecting the 100 best Wizard Comic Magazine's best 100 single issues since you were born list. So I'm collecting all those 100 books. And I'm also collecting the 100 shelf dust issues also. So yeah, this is another book off the checklist. So yeah, really, really pleased to have this in my collection. So yeah, very, very nice indeed. Okay. While you're looking in those back issue bins for that issue, also keep a lookout for this one. And this is the Legion of Superheroes issue number 3. And this is from a later series published by DC Comics. And this book came out in April 2005. And this book was number 96 on Wizard the Comic Magazine's 100 best single issues since you were born list. So yeah, really, really neat. And it's another book I'm really pleased to add to my collection. So yeah, that's number 96 on Wizard the Comic Magazine's 100 best single issues since you were born, from 1976 to 2006. So yeah, very, very nice indeed. So yeah, Legion of Superheroes number 3, written by Mark Waid with art by Barry Kitson. So yeah, very, very nice. Okay, right, the next book I'd like to show is another Robin Hood comic book off my checklist. And here we have Robin Hood, Night of the Hunter, which features a standalone story. And basically, Robin Hood won a Zenny Award for Best Character of the Year in 2022. And she also won a Zenny Award for Best Character of the Year in 2023. So I'm actually collecting Robin Hood comic books from the year 2021 and 2022. So over a 2-year period. So, but if she wins a Zenny Award next year, in like 2024, then I'll most likely I'm going to collect those Robin Hood issues also. I'm going to go back and recollect them. Because basically, I'll wait for the awards to be awarded first. And then I'll go back and collect the books that have won awards. So basically, every year I've kind of got like a checklist of books that I need to go back and collect. So yeah, it's a really, really cool way of collecting comic books. And this is another Robin Hood comic book off my checklist. So yeah, really, really pleased to have this in my collection. And yeah, there are a number of variant covers available for this issue to look out for. So yeah, really, really nice. Okay, right, the next book I'd like to show is a recent comic book pickup for me. And here we have Sheena, Queen of the Jungle, Fatal Exams, issue number 3. And I first see this comic book on a Renovision video. So there's a shout out for Renovision, who showcased this book on last week's Wednesday watch list YouTube video. And yeah, I thought this cover was really, really cool, because you don't often see like many covers like this after the pre-code era of the Golden Age comics. And I thought this was a really, really neat one. And I awarded this comic a Trophy Comics Award for awesome cover for Arthur Sudam. So yeah, really, really neat. And yeah, really, really cool. So, and do check out Renovision's YouTube channel. He's got a really fantastic YouTube channel, and his videos are really super entertaining. And he also check him out on Instagram as well. So yeah, very, very nice. And I'm really pleased to add this book to my collection. And also, I only paid like £3.99 for this book, but there was actually a 1 in 10 Virgin variant available, and I actually bought this one as well because it was only £1 more. So I only paid £4.99 for this one. For a 1 in 10 Arthur Sudam variant, I thought that was a super bargain. And yeah, really, really nice book. And I'm really pleased to add these books to my collection. So yeah, very, very nice indeed. And that's a 1 in 10 Virgin variant by Arthur Sudam. So yeah, really, really neat. In future, when I do my Trophy Comics Awards, my third annual Trophy Comics Awards, which is going to be made soon, will actually feature this book again. But from my 4th annual Trophy Comics Awards, I'm actually going to be showcasing, and onwards, I'm going to be showcasing comic books that I haven't previously showed in my comic book hauls. So yeah, I'm going to be saving my Trophy Comics Awards for future Trophy Comic Award videos. So if that makes any sense. So so yeah, that's what I'm going to do in future videos. I'm going to showcase all the Trophy Comics Awards winners in save them for my Trophy Comics Awards videos. So yeah, okay. So anyway, I'm rambling on now. So let's get on to the next books. So yeah, really, really pleased to have those ones into the collection. Okay, let's move those out of the way. Right, the next book I'd like to show is an independent comic book. And here we have Spectrum, The Worlds of Jerry Anderson. And this is a one-shot comic book, and it's an anthology. And this book won a Tripwire Award in 2022 for Best Small Press Independent Publisher UK for Time Bomb Comics. And this book originally was released after a successful Kickstarter campaign. And yeah, this book features 3 original stories based on New Captain Scarlet, Space Precinct and Terrorhawks. So yeah, really, really neat book. And yeah, so yeah, Time Bomb Comics won a Best Small Press Independent Publisher UK. So in 2022. So yeah, really, really pleased to add this book to my collection. So yeah, really, really neat. Okay. Right, the next book I'd like to show is this one. And here we have Spider-Man's Tangled Web issue number 4. And this is a really critically acclaimed comic book that was released by Marvel Comics in 2001. And this book is number 31 on Wizard Magazine's Best 100 Single Issues Since You Were Born list from 1976 to 2006. So yeah, really, really neat comic book featuring a Kingpin story. So yeah, and yeah, really, really neat. And yeah, so really highly recommend this comic book. And it's another book you can find for really cheap. And right, okay, so while you're looking through the back issue bins, looking for this book, if you're interested in this book, also keep a lookout for this book. And this is the last book I've got to show in this haul. And here we have Spider-Man's Tangled Web, issue number 21, featuring a really cool Darwin Cook cover. And this one features a story called "'Twas the Fight Before Christmas." And this book is number 19 on Culture Vulture's Best Christmas Comics list. So yeah, it's another list of comic books you can Google and get a list of really amazing comic book Christmas comic book stories. So, and I thought with Christmas coming up, this would be a good one to showcase. As if you could find this in a dollar bin, they could make, or find it basically if you're looking for it. This book could make for a really good stocking stuffer and presents. So yeah, that's why I'm going to showcase this book right now. So yeah, really neat. So yeah, really pleased to have these two Tangled Web comic books in my collection. So yeah, that's all the books I have to show in this haul, everyone. Before I go, I've got a few shout outs to give out. And I've already given a shout out to Renovision, so do check out his YouTube and Instagram channel. Also, also check out the Magic Epic, who is a friend of mine, and he's a really amazing musician, and he's recently started making like YouTube music videos, and he's a very talented guy. So do check out his Instagram channel and also check out his YouTube music videos. So yeah, that's the Magic Epic. The next shout out I'd like to give out is to a work colleague of mine, and she likes romance novels and books. So I'm going to give a shout out to Georgia's World of Books. And yeah, so if you know anyone who's interested in romance books, then do check out her Instagram channel. Okay, right, the next shout out I'd like to give is to Renegade 1974. Followed by Bat Avenger 59, who has a YouTube and Instagram channel. And also, the last shout out I'd like to give is to Slab Dragon. So, yeah, check out their Instagram and YouTube channels. So, yeah, thank you very much for watching, everyone. Hope you enjoyed this video. And take care out there. And be safe and look after each other. Okay, take care now. Thank you for watching. Okay, take care now.